way.
Yeah. Right. I hope so. I'm not her coach, but I hope she did. That would be a good idea.
What do you make of her sticking with Edmond despite her mother speaking out against it and all the troubles he's had this past year?
Well, the thing is, you know, in my opinion of it, you know, nobody was complaining about Edmond when she was on a tear and beating people in record time, you know, and then she loses the fight, and, you know, that's when everybody starts pointing the finger and saying she shouldn't be there. That's her decision, you know what I mean? She's a grown woman, she's intelligent, she knows what she's doing, so.
Dave, any imaginable way at all Floyd and Conor get in the ring? Any scenario?
Listen, I stopped saying never. Who knows? But highly unlikely. You know what I mean? I think that I say it all the time. Look how long it took for Pacquiao and Mayweather to happen. Those guys are in the same sport. So.
Two more questions.
There's nobody better. No, I'll stick around. There's nobody better at staying relevant when they're not doing anything than Conor and Floyd. They're both masters.
Does that irk you, the fact that people keep talking about this?
Nah. Listen, it did bother me until I bumped into 50 Cent and he told me that Floyd really wanted to fight him. You know, he said, no, I'm telling you, he wants to fight him. Whatever.
Do you think a win by Ronda on Friday secure her as the greatest women's martial artist, hands down, no debate, she gets the belt back again?
Well, I think that's the case right now anyway. I mean, if you look at how many times the belt has changed hands since she lost it, you know, she still is, you know, right now. Amanda Nunes has the opportunity, you know, to win on Friday night and then continue to, you know, defend the title and make a name or a mark for herself. So we'll see how that thing plays out.
And do you see her sticking that past 2017, win or lose?
And did what?
You see her sticking past 2017, win or lose?
She's going to stick around.
What about the
well, if she loses, I don't know what she's going to do. But if she wins, she's definitely.
What about the reports about Khabib and Tony potentially fighting in Russia? I'm not sure what timeline that would be, but also for like an interim title.
Yeah, that's not true.
No, that's true?
No.
What about the interim title part?
What I did say, yes, that's true. So we were trying to make that fight. Tony said he will not do that fight unless he makes the same exact money that Khabib makes. Khabib has a different deal. So that ain't happening. So count that one out. And it was never supposed to be in Russia. What I said was, we're doing a lot of things in Russia right now, and the next time Khabib fights, I'll do a press conference in Russia.
Can you make the case, like, why can't Tony ask for the same amount of money? Like, what is...
He has a contract that he just signed.
How long ago? Do you know?
Not long ago.
So is that it?
There's a thing where these guys, I honor every contract, no matter what it is. I get into some shitty deals too. You know what I mean? You got a guy that's making tons of money, but he was a champion, and that was the deal I cut. I cut that deal and I signed it, and I gotta live with my deal. You know what I mean? And if you ever see some of these older guys, whether it be Dan Henderson, whose numbers piss everybody off for some reason, right? All the fighters are pissed off about Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson's been in this sport for 100 fucking years. You know what I mean? And the guy has a couple fights left. So should I cut him and cut his contract in half? Well, it might be the last deal the guy ever has. And it was the last deal he ever had. You know what I mean? This is one of those businesses where you don't look at Dan Henderson and go, guy was a fucking pioneer. Guy was an animal, would fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. Good for him. It's good to see Dan Henderson make some money. No, I go, what I get from these guys is, did you see what fucking Dan Henderson made? Dan Henderson sucks. There's no way Dan. This is the shit that I get with these guys. You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, if you can stick around as long as Dan Henderson has and fight the guys that Dan Henderson has, then maybe you'll be making Dan Henderson money too. You know? But when you sign a deal, you honor your deal. You know? Or you at least get to a point, you know, because most guys never make it to the end of a UFC contract. They'll get within 3 fights, and then we want to sit back down and start talking, right? You keep them. You can say, no, I don't want to sit down and talk yet. I'm gonna ride this thing out, and I'm gonna become a free agent, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna test the market and see what I can bring in. And guys have done it. Ben Henderson did it. The other kid, Huh?
Rory McDonald?
Rory McDonald. I wasn't thinking him, but yes, Rory too. And
Lorenz?
Huh?
Lorenz Larkin?
Yep, Lorenz Larkin. All these guys. I mean, ride the thing out and become a free agent. But honor your deal. I have to honor all my deals. Imagine if I didn't honor a deal, you guys would be fucking all over me, man, right? Oh my God, he didn't honor that deal with this guy. And as far as these guys that they look and start, I hate when guys start counting other people's money. The other one is Alistair Overeem. Everybody's pissed off at what Alistair Overeem makes. Alistair Overeem's been around forever. The guy's earned his way up, and that's his deal. Nobody feels happy for anybody. Everybody counts everybody else's money and wants to rip up a deal after we make a deal.